Yeah, here's another example of doctors that appear to be so indoctrinated and so programmed by their system that they are unable to see reality, unable to see facts, unable to put two and two together and think critically. It's just been taken away from them, literally taken away from them. And this is Dr. Eric Westman, given an example of about 20 years ago, which is hilarious even then.
There was an old slide, 25 years old now, that said, you've reversed your diabetes. There's a doctor and a patient, and the doctor is shaming, scolding. You've reversed your diabetes. You've lost 100 pounds. You're no longer have arthritis. You're off all your medicine. But I tell you, that diet's going to kill you. Yeah. But as a doctor, I saw that slide and I thought, well, yeah, I think that, this nagging worry that, well, maybe he is, blinded to the reality that everything was getting better.
It's like the GP I went to, which I'll be bringing out a video of it because I recorded the conversation and I was trying to trap him to tell me what he knew about LDL. And I suspect it was nothing, or the only things he'd come back with was what he'd been programmed to say, but never actually understand it because they can't make that connection between what they've been told, reality, and then applying your knowledge and thinking critically. It's like they're retarded. So I went and had my blood tests and they were perfect across the board. Perfect. Even my GFR, my liver, all my white blood cells, and my electrolytes, blood count, and obviously my lipids as well. And everything was perfect. And then they're going, this is bang in the middle, bang in the middle, bang in the middle. You're like a 25-year-old. No, I'm double that age, more than double that age. And this fat doctor with his fat neck and his glasses for his bad eyesight and him paranoid about me spreading germs with him wearing a mask, which was for his protection, not mine. It's for his protection from someone who has a body fat of 10% and a muscle mass of over 40%, and basically could probably, if I chose to, twist that doctor's head off and shove it up his own ass, and there's not a single thing he could do to stop me from doing that. I was that much more plainly obvious superior to him, and yet he was telling me that that the LDL is wrong, my fats are wrong, but he couldn't come up with any actual reasoned thought as to why that was wrong. But it was just wrong. And he looked like genetic waste, and I didn't. And this is the problem you got with doctors. I would say it's a form of mental retardation. And I've got some doctors who are clients, and they're having exactly the same problem. And it took me about a year to even get them to try creatine out. Despite me giving, and I had to write a paper with about 30 citations on it about how good it is for you before they would finally accept it. They finally accept that what they've been told, that creatine damages your kidneys, and it doesn't. But they couldn't connect the thought, the ability to think like a human was just not there. And sometimes I do wonder if that really is sugar addiction as well. Because obviously all these people use carbs. You know they use carbs because they look like waste. Genetic waste. Even though they're not actually genetic waste, they just look like prey, in my book, to a carnivore. They're kind of the weak you would seek out to kill first from the herd, because that fatty can't run away. So we'll kill that one first and have a nice meal. And yeah, they're just like, they can't put it together. And And it's like, I do wonder if that is actually sugar addiction. Because we know sugar physically alters the prefrontal cortex in your brain, the very part of your brain which makes you think, analyse and make good decisions. This is your actual decision making centre of your brain. And it's like that part of their brain, well, we know it physically alters it, and it's probably been so physically altered that their thinking is quite literally not human. They can't think like a human. And this is what I think sugar addiction does. And this is why you can't get through to them, because their reasoning centres of their brain are mush. Anyway, rant over.